Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about Krampus. Krampus is thought to be a pre-Christian figure associated with the winter solstice, but we don't have loads of proof of that or anything, because obviously records back then wouldn't have been so clear, and obviously with the coming of Christianity in the Christian church, things like that would have been omitted from being recorded and stuff, because obviously it wasn't approved by the church. But Krampus is a half man, half goat like figure, normally depicted with horns, furry, cloven hooves, and walks like a man. Man's sort of torso, but then obviously the hooves and the horns and the goat-like face. And is usually depicted wearing chains and carrying a large sack on his back. And on December the 5th, which is Krampusnacht, Krampus goes around and punishes the naughty children. He either beats them into good behaviour, or the ones who are really terrible get put in his sack or tied in the chains and dragged to hell. The ones who are slightly naughty are said to get beaten with the birch stick, and then beaten to be good. And then on December the 6th is St. Nicholas's night, where St. Nicholas is said to come and leave presents in shoes and boots that were left outside by the children. And if they'd been good, they'd be left with presents in their boots or shoes. If they'd been naughty, they might have a stick, or Krampus would have stolen their presents. And Krampus's name comes from, I've just got to look at my notes for this because I always forget this bit. It's thought to be derived from the German word Krampen, which means claw. And he's said in mythology to be the son of Hel, who is the god of the underworld. And obviously he's like many sort of demonic type creatures, with the horns and the cloven hooves and everything. And then obviously nowadays, like in modern times, certain places like Austria, Germany, and other European countries will celebrate Krampusnacht by having loads of people dress up as Krampus and march through the streets. And they may actually go around like whipping people. And I think it's more Germany that they do that now. And he's quite a sort of celebrated character, and he's getting sort of more into popular culture. So like obviously there's the film Krampus that came out a couple of years back as well. There's also old cards from 18th century and stuff like that, where you see depictions of Krampus, as well as obviously you get cards depicting St. Nicholas. And there are some which are more, not graphic, but like a bit more adult themed, so they'll show the children being put in the sack or tied in the chains and dragged to hell. And it's said, Krampus is said to be a warning to obviously behave and be good for the children. What else did I want to say? I'm just checking my notes. But yes, Krampus has been more known of since like the 80s, when he started to have films featuring him. It says there are some beliefs that Krampus derives from a pagan supernatural creature who's been assimilated with the Christian devil. Because obviously a lot of culture nowadays has been Christianized because of the Christian belief spreading throughout the world. So even modern paganism will have little Christian elements in, or be tweaked slightly to fit in with Christian themes, which is obviously just, as time goes on, people change, beliefs change, cultures change, and things get adopted, things get set aside. It's just the way things develop over time. and obviously a lot of the world was Christianized, so a lot of pagan rituals and things are tweaked or adopted into the Christian pantheon, and vice versa to an extent. He's said the chains he's said to carry are said to be to symbolise the binding of the devil by the Christian church. That's what some say, and some representations show him carrying a whip and having his tongue hanging out, grabbing children, putting them into a bag. So yeah, that's a little bit I know about Krampus, and obviously Krampusnacht is coming up because it's November now, but obviously it'll come up in next month. The cards that feature Krampus are called Krampus carton, and he appears in folklore of Austria, Bavaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Northern Italy, Slovakia, Slovenia, those sort of places. So yeah, hope you enjoyed finding out a little bit about Krampus, and hope you behave so you don't get a visit from the Krampus. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye for now.